Almost forgot to get that handy. Okay. Hopefully controller acts nicely. Just had a problem with me, but hopefully that doesn't continue. Okay, so... Meme-a-thon is ongoing. Tonight I'm going to be closing it out with Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide, my patented Moogle... Moogle-thons, Moogle Wars, Oops All Moogles I've been doing. So doing one last practice run, prep, using the layout for Meme-a-thon. It doesn't have other things such as my name and stuff, but just making sure as well that it all looks pretty nice and all of that. Anyway, let's get that up front. Now let's start. Okay, a Sealess and Cyan start. What have we got? Sword Tech on Kutan, that seems to happen an awful lot, and Health on the almost worthless Cyan. Pretty standard. Decent stats on Sealess. As usual, pretty low stats on Cyan. So tonight I will have one of Worlds Collide's executive Moogles on hand to help me commentate. Ravelin is going to be joining me to do that. Double ribbon to start out, okay. Bone Club. Hopefully that's a weapon that my Sword Tech can use. So the Worlds Collide randomizer in general is an open world randomizer of Final Fantasy VI in a similar vein inspired by Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise. You start out with a magical airship that can swap between the two worlds of Balance and Ruin, as they're called in Final Fantasy VI. And you go around checking various things, trying to assemble the pieces you need in order to vanquish Kefka and win the game. The main difference of my Moogle seed is that everybody's been turned into Moogles. All the NPCs I can possibly adjust, which isn't a lot of NPCs in town, but it's pretty much all of your quest reward NPCs. Let's check very briefly if there's dried meat. So I'll probably need that sometime. No dried meat here. Drill and bolt edges if I get those abilities. Phoenix Downs I'll eventually need. So the main thing about this that makes it a meme is that we are all Moogles, and normally the biggest problem with this is that in a normal run, there are a lot of checks you can peek by seeing characters in certain positions, and if they're actually one of the characters in the cast, you know exactly you're going to get that character. But since if it's like an imp or a soldier or a merchant, then you know that it's going to be something else. And since all of the characters that can possibly reward you are Moogles, and all the characters you can recruit are Moogles, you have no idea just by seeing that for most of them. There are like 2 checks that I can peek, as opposed to like 20 or so. I don't know the vanilla number, but there's a lot of checks that you could potentially peek. Like, especially you can look at before having to fight the boss, essentially, is the main way that they mean that. But I've also given them all of their names to further cement the meme, because as many people who have looked into Final Fantasy VI programming know, that in the first battle with the Moogles and Locke to save Terra at the very beginning of the game, you have... we should throw that on before we proceed. Moogle Charms for Moogles is very much on brand. Prevents from getting a random encounters. Oh, an experience egg. That's grand. Zephyr Cape. Nothing super duper great so far to help me in early fights or whatever. So I might have to find a little grinding spot at some point. Gold Hairpin will be nice when I start getting magic. But each of the Moogles has a name. Ooh, an Ice Rod. Okay. Thief Glove. Ice Rod is extremely good to find. Can possibly help me win an early boss fight to get me started. Once you've gotten enough experience from killing a few bosses, it gets a lot easier going forward. But it's the start of these that I always have trouble with. Golly, Mega Elixirs, Elixirs. Okay, some good healing for the final battles. Or if I'm majorly desperate. But you have all these Moogles. And except for Mog, you never meet any of the rest of them later. Well, as anybody who's looked into memory for Super Nintendo's knows, they have a very limited amount of memory that you can really see. So I might end up going back to Narsh for safety. Ice shield, okay. Did I find... Okay, no weapons, unfortunately. I need to get her some sort of weapon. Although I guess I could sword tech with my bare hands, and it might not be bad. There's a limited amount of memory, so there's a limited amount of characters total. There's actually, including all of the guest characters you have, like Leo and Bannon, and technically even Kefka in the moments where you don't fight him as a boss figure, but as a normal sprite. And so there are only 16 of those total, so a bunch of them are traded out for others. And all of the Moogles are traded out for that you have in that battle, except for Mog, of course, and Locke and Terra, because you've already met them. They are traded out for the regular characters along the way. So if you find some way of skipping their naming dialogue and then add them as you would in the sketch percent speed run, where you skip getting C-list, you get the Moogle version instead, because they haven't been initialized. You use the guard clip to get out of Narsh early with Locke, so you never meet C-list. So when she's added to the party again during the battle scene, the battle Kefka at Narsh scene, she is the Moogle Kutan, as she is in memory. And this is just going to be a reset. Not worth going through that just for Gradius, although maybe that would be a weapon that'd be good for her, but she could actually use that. Gradius can be used by almost anyone, and she's one of them. But it's not going to be worth the level 3 data. I was hoping that might be something like Gigantos, or maybe even the Poltergeist. That would give me a lot of quick experience. Because I really, really need to get something to get me up a few levels so I can kill some of the first bosses. Especially if the bosses in my way are actually higher level. Wing Edge, if she can use that, it'll be great. Fixed Dice, Ether, Soft. Still can't use any of those. That's too bad. So they all have an associated name with them, and you can look that up in the data. And so for the characters between essentially Edgar and Gogo, I have gone ahead and changed them all to those names. Yumaro has an equivalent Moogle. It's the Mog that you use to select scenarios during that early portion of the game, but since we already have a Mog, I changed him to Kumaro. And changed Terra and Locke into a couple of Moogle names as well. So everybody are Moogles. They all have proper Moogle names. So there are going to be Moogles everywhere. And some of the cutscenes look especially great because, again, all of the occurrences of merchant sprites, of imps, of Imperial soldiers who appear as combatants in multiple scenarios and checks are all going to be Moogles as well. So we're going to be seeing a lot of them. These, of course, are all naturally Moogles anyway, because this is the Moogle Cave, but that's the last time you'd really see Moogles in a normal run. Not so this time. Sprint shoes are entirely useless in Worlds Collide when you have auto run on, because it doesn't, unlike versions that, like PlayStation and later, that have running naturally and the sprint shoes, you can't combine them to go even faster, which is kind of more of a pain than anything anyway. Let's go ahead and... she's by far the better of the two. Let's go ahead and give her Atlas Armlet, I guess, although I think Dispatch does magic damage, but... Sneak Ring, I guess, for better speed. Let's see if these are decent fights. Luckily, we found some pretty decent armor. Ice Shield and Aegis Shield just on their own add a pretty decent amount of... Okay, thank you for attacking Ice Shield Lady with both... with the second one at least. Okay, good. We'll get some experience here, and that'll probably be good enough for the Oh, please. Oh, phew. Silas with an attack ability, or Kutan with an attack ability, is definitely the more important character, but I would like Cyan to get the experience as well, especially since it's not divided. This should actually be a decent enough amount of experience to make me feel better. Depending on who the enemy is at Doma Castle, because that's probably the first one I'm going to go to. And I actually was extremely foolish. It's been a long time since I've started with Silas, and so I walked right past one of our checks. So the main way that Worlds Collide differs from, great segue into explaining that for anyone who hasn't seen it before. Worlds Collide is different from most other randomizers because there isn't, especially for a lot of games of this type, there aren't a lot of key items that block your progress through certain areas. Like Metroidvanias or A Link to the Past and several other Zelda games are pretty natural in enabling you to get progress behind items. You just need items to get into certain areas. Like in Link to the Past, you need the grapple, the hook shot, to get through certain areas, like the east side of Death Mountain in Link to the Past and such areas. You need certain gloves to lift certain rocks that block your progress, all of these kinds of things. There's really nothing like that in Final Fantasy VI, so the creators of Worlds Collide added a character gate system. So your characters are generally the thing standing in your way of unlocking certain checks where you will find important things. Really powerful items, or espers to teach you magic, or additional characters to join the party. Whoops, that's the save point. Forgetting which room it's in. Magicite Zone Seek, okay, not great. I really want characters more than that, but hopefully I'll get Speed +2, Bolt, Mute. Okay, it's got a couple of good spells, in addition to Speed +2, which is just wildly useful. Especially to get it this early. And with an experience egg combined, I can shoot people up in speed pretty quickly. And so some of them are kind of counterintuitive, because normally you would recruit Silas down there in that cell while doing this South Figaro during the lock mission. But instead, because it's connected to her, she is the one who unlocks the ability to find a check there. And checks can be one of the three things, but the 14 characters all have to be in certain places, except for, of course, the ones you start with. And each one unlocks anywhere from 1 to 5 checks, depending. So normally I'd have a tracker available, but there's not really room for it in the marathon, so I'm just going by without it. I have it up for me to look at, but I only got 500 gold from that fight. It's a bit of a problem. Well, let's go ahead and go check out Doma Castle. It's a quick boss fight, which hopefully will be pretty easy, but rewarding in experience. Normally, in Final Fantasy VI, you don't get experience from bosses, which can be a bit of a problem. It means you would have to grind on normal enemies. Have to. But one of the settings enabled is to allow bosses to give EXP. Yay, I got a character. 7. Cuckoo. And what is Cuckoo's situation? What's stats? Very, very good stats, my word. And he has shock. He has a very high... And he gets the wing edge too? Wow, okay. This, unless this is an absolutely unbeatable boss who's immune to ice, we are going to be sitting pretty after this. Well, he's immune to ice because he's Ultros, but that's okay. Sword Tech and Shock will more than deal with Ultros. I think this is 3. Or no, this is 4, because he's too far forward, so Chupan's going to stand up, come in behind him. Yep, there's Chupan. This is actually a pretty darn good start. The biggest problem with Sword Tech is in fights like this, where all I need to damage is Chupan, but if they keep deciding to, if they keep deciding to Sword Tech Ultros, it just makes the fight go a little bit longer. I could Ice Rod him, but I'd rather save that for a fight that's actually dangerous. We're not even going to get experience for this battle, which is annoying. You can actually kill Ultros by doing enough damage to him. But you don't need to. Okay, there he's dead, because he's taking more damage from the shock anyway, in addition to having the first couple hits. Okay, there's the sneeze. But getting a high stat Shaman Sabin with shock is really, really good. His normal magic is either like 28 or 29 base, so one of the lower magic stats, but he rolled a 32. The general settings, if you are more familiar with Worlds Collide, is that this is slightly easier than a standard race. I've tweaked some of the percentage formulas to be slightly favorable, so we have a little bit of an easier time in that regard. But even so, it can be as low as 90%, so characters like Cyan, almost every single one of these seeds I've done, Cyan has come in with under 30 on both his speed and his magic power, which those are the two most important stats by far, and that means that unless he has some sort of really awesome ability and you get him early enough to level him up, well, Cyan is not likely to be very useful. Having health is pretty nice, but he's still probably someone I'm going to replace very quickly. Hero Ring is a really good find too. I can combine that with Sabin. Probably ought to give him the experience egg. Let him go to town. Gain as many levels as possible. I slept mostly to get rid of the darkness effect, which wouldn't matter in the vanilla game, of course, but Worlds Collide fixes most of the... you can change them if you want to adjust the settings that way, but by default, and I'm running on that setup, most of the those types of things are off. Most of the... or I should say, there's a setting that fixes most of the glitches, so they're off. And that's anything there. I don't know if that's going to make a huge difference, really. It's going to give you the rhythm now. Okay, that's good enough setup, I think. He can use the fixed dice as well, so that actually means that for the final battle against Kefka, I can do a slightly faster method doing damage once I get an offering. Okay, now I have access to a lot of really cool checks, but I actually, now that I have some bonus experience and stuff, I'm going to go ahead and get some money and experience for my characters by going through this section. Now, in a normal run of this game, you're expected to, they have settings set to be a certain number of characters found and espers found, and maybe dragons killed. Oops, I did the wrong. Come on. I want to say no. Get the fight. Ooh, Orogs are kind of bad. They can zombify. Hope I remembered to save the game. I could instant kill them with some of these X potions I found. I think, because I'm pretty sure they're undead. There's the Zombite. Good miss. Oh yeah, they can't affect Kutan or Kupak. I don't have to be that worried. Okay, they have a lot less hit points than I thought they did. I got a couple of Vivifies from that, which is nice. I like having access to this free heal, plus I'm not a great racer, I am very much more of a casual player in these randomizers, so I like having, doing a little bit more grinding than most will, just so that I'm safer. which is why I did that initial early random battle to get a couple of safety levels. And why I like doing things like this early, because there are required fights here. Most of your racers hate these checks because they're annoying. Because of all those extra fights, they can make the... you can lose a lot of time getting them, but there are 2 reasons for me to. One is because they are safety things that I like. Number 2 reason why it's important in these is that since, as I was saying, still haven't found a weapon for her. A 3rd ribbon? My. Normally, you would just have to get a certain number. The default for a race is 7 characters and 10 espers found combined in order to reach the final Kefka battles. But you can adjust that for certain settings, sometimes with slightly harder settings to make them not take so long. They'll reduce the amount to like 6 espers and... or 6 characters and 9 espers is a popular one, or 5 and 8 maybe, you know, something in that range. So it's like 5 to 7 espers and or characters, and 8 to 10 espers is what you're usually looking at. However, because this is an all Moogles seed, in order to really drive home the oops all Moogles point, I did the settings to oops I have to find all Moogles and no espers. So that is our objective, is to track down all 14 player characters. And that means, especially since we can't peek them, that we're going to have to do a lot of checks we normally wouldn't anyway. There are some checks that I can ignore because I know they aren't going to get characters. But overall, that's a pretty small amount compared to all the usual ones I'll have to get. It's usually between 2 hours and 30 minutes and 3 hours and 30 minutes just to find all the characters. Just depending on how lucky I get at guessing where the characters are. And or the routing takes me. So we're in for a long haul. French vanilla, number 24. Excellent. Probably shouldn't bother attacking. He counters most hits. Kutan's 200 damage dispatches are cute sitting next to Cuckoo's 1,000+ damage shots. Okay, this will probably give me an Esper. Could have been an item as well. Let's see. How are we doing there? 50 to Bio, which is actually really important. Bolt 3 on this one is very good. Let's go ahead and give that to you, so maybe you can contribute something to one of these upcoming fights. Won't have the mana to cast Bolt 3 for a little while anyway, but... most people in races who do these... who do decide to do the Magitech Factory will only do the first 2 checks, because there's a boss for a check here, and then you're done. But if you go past this boss right here that we're about to fight, and the reward that he gives, you have to do a number of, ooh, Inferno. Well, luckily, we've got, this is a good place to use an Ice Rod. geez, even the hand, Striker, and Rough have a lot of hit points. Please stop hitting the claw. Well, at least now he can't hit that claw anymore. Now it's time for Random Dispatch to hit the second one. Okay, good, it's gone. We have to hit the middle. At least until he revives. Alright, made it through. Bosses are scaled to level, unlike, say, Free Enterprise, which was airing on Meme-a-thon earlier, where bosses scale to the position you find them in. They scale based on the amount of progress you've made, which is one of the reasons why another Ice Shield is decent for a reward. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. Actually, I have to give you the... Oh, finally found a couple of weapons. Let's... No, we'll go with Crystal, then I can start doing... Let's give him that for the plus magic. I have a Force Shield, too, I forgot to put on. That would have been useful as well. You have your 4th sword tech, right? Let's go and move you up front so you can Quadra Slam with Crystal Sword. So once you're past this point, you have to fight a bunch of random encounters, a boss fight, then you get a reward, then it's one more boss fight. And so for a lot of people, that's generally not a good time investment. However, it is the one chance we have to get a character in this group of 3 checks. So it's not the best, but if there is a character here, which I have no idea of knowing until I do it, I have to go through it all to get it anyway. So some of the ones you hate the most, you could potentially save off as long as you can, which I will, especially as we get towards the end. But early on, since everything's taking time, at least this is going to get me enough experience where I'm at the point where I have to, where I won't be in too much danger. Not bad. Pretty good luck so far on our encounters today. Except for the early Chupon battle, which I hate because it gives no experience, because Chupon sneezes you out of the battle, so it doesn't finish. All the other fights have been relatively rewarding. This is a slightly annoying one. It lasts a random amount of time. In a vanilla speedrun, you would just let a couple piranhas sit there until the music gets to a certain loop. But in the, okay, he's up already. Good. Sometimes it's a low amount of time, but sometimes you're taking out hordes of piranhas waiting for the trigger to finish. It's a random amount of time, essentially, before Rizopos will show up, rather than being a set amount of seconds. Two ice shields is pretty nice. It's really funny, I always seem to get some sort of themed element. Not entirely so because I have Bolt 3 first, but I found an Ice Rod, 2 Ice Shields, and a Blizzard Sword, so we've got a little bit of lightning from the Bolt 3, but that's a lot of ice things altogether. How did that give me for money? Just 7k? Not a whole lot. One of the problems with doing this early is that it doesn't give money reward, which is another thing that most bosses don't even give. Just a magicite, so I could have skipped this entire thing if I really wanted. Oh, lovely. Ghost train in the sky. Have we found a phoenix down? Oh, they, normal setting, they don't actually die to that, too. Been forgetting that recently. Well, that's fine. Because the randomizer has a neat little quality of life feature that the sword tech gauge, and this is a setting you could turn off again, but default on. Sword tech goes up much more quickly, so you don't have to wait too long to get to those powerful abilities. And level 7 Quadra Slice is actually one of the most powerful abilities in the entire game, because once you're doing 3,000 to 4,000 or more per Quadra Slice, which you do about level 50 plus with an endgame weapon, you're actually breaking the damage limit on single targets, doing 12k plus. Alright, now everybody has learned Ice 2, which is useful. We need to go recharge a bit, though. And let's go ahead and buy some items. I'll try to find some first. I don't really need to do that. Let's get a few Phoenix Downs. I'm actually fine on healing. I think I'll leave that alone. Maybe get some Revivifies in case I run into some more undead along the way somewhere. I can't get anything. I'll just max out. Whatever. I do have a few things that I could start selling if I really needed to. One thing I definitely like doing, though, is getting as much experience as I can from before I start encountering characters, because that means that all the characters will be coming in at higher level. So now that's World of Balance, or World of Ruin, World of Ruin. I guess I can start doing Sabin's checks. Again, part of my being a neurotic character is safety saving all the time, which I shouldn't be doing as much. Especially since there are no random encounters as long as we're wearing a Moogle charm. There's a save point before the boss, and so that's where I should be and always am safety saving. But I often safety save before going into an area, even when I know there's a save point between me and the boss I actually have to fight. More traditional quality racers of this game, those trying for super quick times, will very much prioritize checks that you can do that are quote-unquote free, which means that there isn't a boss associated with them. And I started with a couple, actually. Including the Sealess check, which I did, and the Mount Zozo check for in the World of Ruin side with Cyan. That's another one. I generally like to do all of the World of Balance quests available before swapping to Ruin, and then vice versa. Mostly that's... I'm not sure how much that's a quality racing decision. More than, for me, it's just OCD. But at certain moments, depending on what the seed throws you, there's just all sorts of decisions that you can make. If a lot of bosses in your way are incredibly difficult, you might need to go searching around other checks, free checks anyway. It would still be easier than trying to I need to check my spells. I haven't checked them in a little while. Plus I got another Esper and nobody's using it. Yeah, I didn't think it would take him long to die. our level, especially on Cuckoo with Shock, is going to be very quickly outpace the bosses. And Illumina, well, I know that Cuckoo can use it as well, so if I find another one, that's great. But I think that I want to give it to her. Golly, her speed's up to 56 now. That's fantastic. Alright, did you finish? Yes, you have. Let's go ahead and throw... Actually, are you done with that? Yes, you are. So you have Bolt 3 now, so you can contribute damage in a big way. So I'd like to give Sabin some... His speed is already decent, so I don't really badly need to give him more speed, but it's certainly help. Let's see, you should be able to use Force Armor. Force Armor is considered endgame armor. It was actually extremely good in the vanilla speedruns, especially because you can use it... Because Evade was broken, but it gives a lot of magic evade. It means that it essentially makes it very difficult to hit your characters with anything, and was a key ingredient in building a unhittable character with Force Shield and Silas or Edgar, who naturally have high magic evasion. I don't know why I'm coming in here. There are some items I could pick up, but I'll likely need to go through here with Terra anyway. It was along the way, because I'm thinking of... A lot of Sabin's checks kind of follow his scenario, as it were. These next three are all part of the Sabin scenario. This chest is a bit of a waste of time, but I'm always curious as to what's in chests. I always want something good. Might be an Illumina or Paladin shield. One of the slightly easy things I did to this seed was enabling Paladin shields to be found. And there's a couple of them I've done where I've gotten none, and a couple where I've gotten more than one, which is really nice. Holy cow, and now a Thunder Shield. Okay, that is 3/4 immunity to a potential Meme-a-thon, if we find it. 2 fire immunities and a wind immunity. As well as Bolt 2 to go along with our Bolt 3 spell. No chests in that time of that. So yeah, Kefka's a Moogle too, and Guard Moogles. We'll see lots of Moogles battling Moogles here. Monster in a box. Aloe Vera. Not great. Because of that. Good, missed. I should have used Bolt 3. Its reward is Tiger Fangs, which is the best normal weapon for Cuckoo. I don't know if I want it more than... Good thing I bought a bunch of Phoenix Downs. Goodness, it lasts a long time. Meh. No experience here, so the death doesn't matter pretty much at all. Except for costing me another Phoenix down. So, how does Tiger Fangs compare? It would give me a lot less speed, but 1 more magic power. And I have access to a lot of speed, so it's probably worth it. Can use the... no, can't use the much. Too bad. I forgot to even check with him, actually. Green Beret, okay. Decent helmet. We haven't found any good helmets yet, so... gonna give it to you. He's already got a lot of HP because of his high level. Probably going to keep the experience egg on him for a very long time. Okay, now we have to do 4 fights in a row. That might be nothing and might be annoying. I'm going to go ahead and focus on getting a health off before we do anything else. Bannon with Health and Leo with Shock are two of the best abilities that you can get in the game, but they're on normal party members, or they're on guest party members that you can't normally have, which makes them it a very disappointing thing that you can't use them normally. But luckily in the randomizer, if you randomize characters' abilities, as we do in most of them, they can be added to the pool along with like Jump and now Magitech, which is really neat to get. And so you have access to some of these other abilities sometimes. Cyan definitely needs this speed boost. Alright, that's unfortunate. We're all level 25 and those guys have level 5 too. We're 20, 20, and 25. Unfortunately, I didn't get enough XP from those other characters. Okay. Let's go ahead and get us each a level or two. Whatever we get from this battle. Okay, we should all level from one, maybe two more battles. I wasn't paying attention to how much XP that was. I was actually surprised I didn't gain a level instantly. Because normal settings, which this does use, give a EXP multiplier plus not dividing XP based on the amount of characters in the party, which is nice. Little quality of life things are just designed to not make this a slog where you have to spend an hour grinding to get to the level where you can comfortably beat certain bosses and or final Kefka. And there we go. Okay. I'll actually leave the sneak rig on because I just need to remember to take it off after we're done here. Can't remember if this was good. I'm just going to grab all the items again, including aloe vera. So a little bit of time lost there is annoying, but not the end of the world. Oh yeah, that's the Thunder Shield. No wonder. I'm really glad that I went and got that again. Okay, give me those tiger fangs. I wonder how much I do just attacking with the Illumina. Just about as much as the Quadra Slam, yeah. Although it costs 15. Okay, good. Didn't suffer death that time. That's slightly better. It does the same damage from the back row. I don't know if that effect is on with the sword tech. I believe that Quadra Slam and Quadra Slice require you to be in the front row for full damage, but... Yes, I guess. Hippocampus this time. We got the rare encounter for this. Yeah, I guess it doesn't. Either that or it follows the weapons trait. But this is one of the scenes I love in Moogle Wars, because this is, and why I call it Moogle Wars, because we've got Moogles battling against Moogles. Didn't learn scan, don't care that much about scan. Oh, whispers this time. One whisper even. One of the interesting things about enemies randomizing in this game is that, like most of the other Final Fantasy games, Mantodias. Okay, they're still not doing that much damage, that's good. In the base game, Mantodia is actually the highest attack power of any enemy. There are also enemies on the world of Ruin Overworld, so they're considered high-level enemies, but yay, character. Go-Go, Kumag. Unfortunately, Go-Go and his stats are awful, awful. Ugh. Yikes. You can use the wing shield at least. The wing edge, I mean. Wing edge is always looking at that. What abilities can I give him? Sword tech, magic, and item, I suppose. That's about it. Unfortunately, he can't learn health or shock in his repertoire. Also need to give him a couple of relics. The random encounters come in specific packs rather than give him the gold hairpin. Or I could now give you... Oh yes, that off anyway. Okay, let's give you the gold hairpin so you can use gold 3 to help us out. And be able to cast more than once. So let's give you Ribbon Charm. Go-Go is potentially one of the best characters in the game, but especially if you have a lot of good espers that boost stats, he isn't all that great because, although potentially he can have any ability on, and you don't need to teach him magic, he automatically learns whatever the rest of the party has. His low stats and inability to equip a lot of things... Oh yeah, you don't need to try, you just go. Little things I always forget. Genji armor. Darn. Well, Genji armor is powerful, and I know you at least can use it for even more outrageous stats. Can you use force armor? You can, actually. I haven't found too many good helms. A green beret is actually good enough. Chainsaw, okay. If I find a tool user, that gives me an okay tool. I actually don't like the chainsaw that much for the same reason they don't use it in speedruns, because even though it is stronger than the drill and a pretty good defense piercing attack of its own, it does not, it has a chance of doing the death attack on bosses, which will automatically miss, so. It's great except for the 1 in 4 times when it chooses to miss instead, that I could have just mimicked through that. What am I doing? And didn't even need to. Moogles, Moogles everywhere. Too many Moogles. Get rid of the Moogles. Alright, continuing aboard the Moogle train. We've got shop Moogles, we've got attacking Moogles, we've got other Moogles. Ooh, Ragnarok. Okay. So you can equip the Illumina. You can equip the Tiger Fangs. We have 4 super awesome endgame weapons, including 2 very best, at least for general purpose. Not one of the 3 super damage weapons, although I do have a fixed dice as well. Oh, I don't need to do this. That just does the Siegfried battle. We don't want the Siegfried battle. It's just a waste of time. Good chests in here, however, including another monster in a box. Which I'm hoping for Katana Soul, because then I can turn fixed dice into a damage-breaking... Ooh, Fire Rod, nice. Into a damage-breaking, limit-breaking ability. Presenter, the other great weapon. I can mimic Shock. No, he's immune to it. He absorbs a couple of elements, including ice. No, actually, maybe... Does he both... I think he absorbs both ice and lightning. Oh, darn. His Mimic went off before Shock. I hate it when that happens. The shell has about as many hit points as the presenter itself. So... Unlike the Welk, where the shell has like 10 to 20 times as much HP, maybe more than that. I don't know the exact number, but it's a lot of HP. But if you defeat either part, it ends the battle. And the same goes for the Welk, but except in a randomizer, where you might have a lot of potential damage at the time you fight it, the you're just never going to get through the shell's hit points, especially since it keeps countering. Oh, lovely, these three literal stooges. This will probably finish Mo. Wait, why do you not have Zone Seek on? Oh, I gave it to the wrong person. This is one of the issues with the All Moogle seed, is since everybody looks the same, and for some reason this menu doesn't tell who the character is. It's hard for me to know which character has what. So I swapped to Seraphim with the guy I didn't think had it. But I really wanted you to have that speed boost since your speed is so lousy. Well, it's up to 32 now. We're still trying to learn that, though. I want to teach you Bio as well, because Bio is useful against some enemies. Like, if we run into Fun Baba, Bolt 3 will be useless, but Bio will be useful. Alright, let's go ahead and do the Opera House next. Now I actually have enough money to maybe look at going shopping, plus I'll have a lot of decent stuff that I can sell to boost up this money total. One of the late game many fight checks I can do to boost my money possibly is Burning House, another one that normal racers really hate because of all the extra battles that are hard to avoid. But the because experience and gold rewards scale as you get more checks done. All those regular encounters you get can boost you with a lot of money. Oh, I forgot the next check I was supposed to go to. It's autofills the party. So I wasn't worried about Kumog's health because of that, but this is a high guild gold piece. Not that high? Thought it was higher. Attack from behind twice. Oh, the other one was Pincher, maybe? Very weird for me to have characters on this side, and that's 2 battles in a row. Looks like it's going to be 4 rat battles. Already up to almost 4K on my shocks. Oh, and then a battle in a row. Nice little preemptive. Okay, learn Bio. And got 2 more levels for additional speed. And it's a good Esper to have. Look at all those Moogles. Some funny colored Moogles, too. Boss fight! Oh, against tentacles. Lovely. Hilariously, this is a properly... Whoops. I wanted to mimic. That's why I did that in that order. And done. I've never seen Tri-Talk at this location, but I'd like to, because it would be another battle that would actually keep the proper battle music. Oh, and you think it's Maria, but it's actually a Moogle. Imagine that. For a red cap. Lovely. Well, red cap is, I was complaining about not having any good helms. Now I've got some good helms. Who's that best? Maybe you, actually. With your awful stats, let's give you some decent speed, at least. Okay, I never did Barren Falls. Even though I was right there. I was supposed to do that right after the Ghost Train, get that over with. But, totally forgot. Distracted myself with something. As sometimes happens. And then this is our last World of Balance check, unless we get a character with a lot of World of Balance checks here, or some at least. Different. Okay. Well, we happen to have a lot of Ice 2s and Shocks. Maybe either would be fine. Easy fight. I just need to get me some fire spells now from something. I actually haven't gotten a Esper in quite a little while. The one small advantage to only looking for characters is that there are certain checks that I can pretty much ignore because they aren't worth the time, like the Auction House, Doomgaze, Tri-Talk, unless I have to go into Yamaro's Cave, which is actually one of the few checks I can peek ahead of time. Because when in Yamaro's reveal spot, this is a character. Who we got here? Strago, with pretty low average stats again in Rage. He is not worth replacing Gogo for. Cyan and Gogo, or Kupek and Kumog, are two I definitely want to replace at some point. But unless Strago rolls pretty decent speed, or I found a lot of good Strago items like Megas Rod and Behemoth Suit, he has a really good ability, he's generally not worth bringing up. We can do that, although we can do that on the dark side as well. So let's go ahead and go to World of Ruin. Let's finish off Sabin. I'm moving around wildly. It's less that, as if that makes me slightly less likely to find Doomgaze. Doesn't actually make that much of a difference. So we don't really need this check, but it is really quick to get and could be something. I almost prefer an item to an Esper some of these times, but 50k, not enough money, sheesh. I'll check back on World of Light side later. It's a random amount. I think they set the price for that a little bit too high randomly. It should be, because even in vanilla, it's only like 3k if you try to get it in World of Balance, and 10 if you get it in World of Ruin. So the fact that it's very often, almost always 5 digits, is pretty rough. Let's go ahead and give it to Silas, I guess. Monster in a box. Vanilla PM Stalkers. Just shock them. I had to move Cuckoo to bottom slot, so when I get things like this, he can just do the shock thing and finish them all. One of my favorite named enemies, Woolseyism. Oh, we can't fit Night Stalker in, so we'll call them PM Stalkers instead. Okay, second monster in a box. What I'm really looking for always in my own personal monsters in a box is Katana Soul so I can get an offering. Because I'm almost always, Telstar will be a decent, then everybody will have a decent helm at last. An HP boosting helm. Ah. So Green Raid. Katana Soul, you almost always find, and I have already found, one of the potentially limit-breaking weapons of an Atma weapon, a Valiant Knife, or fixed dice. None of those weapons have their damage reduced by offering. So if you equip offering for 4 attacks, they will do basically quadruple damage, and as soon as you're doing 3k or more, will do more damage than any single spell. No matter how powerful it is. Even if we had Ultima, which, despite Paladin Shields being available, Ultima is not. Even if you get Paladin Shields, you won't learn it. No Espers will have Ultima. That's a standard setting to turn off, because if you ever get... Oh, call it an economizer. As if the gold hairpin wasn't enough. Okay, let's turn that into economizer. Let's start checking some of these shops and maybe sell stuff if I don't have anything worth. I can pick up super rolls if I need to, but I'm so powerful that's kind of a moot point. Let's see, Guardian is not a great weapon. Wizards also, they're +2 magic, but I have access to a lot of great weapons already, so I probably don't need most of these. I could potentially try and trade them in at the, shop as well, but... Hyper Wrists worth selling. Sneak Ring for the +5 speed is actually decent. I'm gonna keep that just in case I need it. Big Mustache Coin Toss. I have all of the relics that can change abilities if I run into some I decide I want to change. Crystal is worth selling. Okay, that's giving me a lot of money. Gold Armor. Sure, it's not that great. Stunner is almost worth selling too, because it doesn't give any stat boosts. Alright. Although it's not as high of defense, Green Berets are better than most of your just defense elves because it gives evasion and bonus HP, so... I'll need maybe a few of these if I have to heal outside of combat. I'd like to pick up a couple of tents. Let me pick up a few more Phoenix Stones just in case. That should be funny. Okay, nothing great here. Even Genji helmets, which are considered endgame equipment, since all they give is defense and magic defense, I'd rather have Green Berets and just sell them. Okay. It's been a long time since I've had somebody useful early on with tools or throw. I've had shock a lot more often. This actually makes me kind of sad. Ooh, Bahamut. How good is it? +2 speed again, seriously, with another Bolt 1 and Ice 2, which I've already got. But life, so I can cast that at least. Let's see, let's go ahead and give you Bahamut now. And you, I guess I'll get Phantom too, because I don't care if the scan's done anyway. But MP +30 is better than nothing. So that's among the regular stuff that's randomized as the amount of speed you get from items. Let's see, what can I go after next? Let's go ahead and do Mount Zozo. It's a pretty quick one, even if you fight the dragon, which I always fight the dragon. Unless I'm really desperately trying to get stuff done in time. I almost always fight every optional boss in an area, and every not totally out of the way check. Like, I'm not going to do all of the Zozo chests now. I'm going to wait until I get Terra for the southern half. But this upper half, since I have to talk to this guy, I'll come over here anyway. Give me the rest rid. Now, normal April Fool's Day seeds, or at least a little bit ago, last year I think was when they first did it, they, like some of the other randomizers, they had special settings for April Fool's Day, and that was Y remove, which allows you to use the Y button to remove NPCs and objects. Why am I going outside? That's pointless and waste time, because now this has to come up. So you can actually remove NPCs, including the door here, out of the way, the locked door, so you could visit Mount Zozo in the World of Balance, as well as remove a lot of obstacles out of your way. It's surprising the amount of obstacles that can be deleted. I don't really like that setting, which is one of the reasons why I didn't use it. I thought later that maybe I should go ahead and include it, since it's literally a April Fool's Day style meme worthy option, but too bad, we miss out on it this year. Another EXP egg. Ooh, holy cow. Let's do it. Give Cyan some extra speed levels really quick. Charm Bangle is more sell-worthy stuff. One of the nice things about an all-character seed is you have to do so much stuff that, especially with EXP eggs, my characters using them might be in the area of level 70 by the time we get to the end, so the last battles are going to be extremely simple. I forgot to get my timer started this entire time. How hilarious. I don't even know what I'm doing. I just noticed that now. Oh, I have a useless timer. Well, whatever. Luckily, when I do my run tonight, or at least hopefully, I will have chat people who will tell me if I make such a egregious mistake. Okay, Dragon, let's see how tough you are today. Should have saved first. Oh, Red Dragon. Good. We can toss more ice at him. Not to mention, 2 of our characters are immune to all of his attacks, so... Uh-oh. Well, luckily we're mostly immune to that attack, too. Force shield? Okay. That'd be a lot more exciting if I didn't already have 3 elemental shields. Or if it was a paladin shield, that'd be real exciting. Oh, empty. Too bad. Okay, just an Esper here, unfortunately. Let's see. Shiva. What does Shiva got? Ice 3. Okay, so we're continuing the ice and lightning theming. I guess we'll start with you on it because other people are learning. Of course, you've learned that too, so. But only one person can learn it at a time, so. And she's already got a really great speed, so 68, 42, 38, 56. Oh, the 38 is Kumag, who. That's right. Can't up her speed, unfortunately. His speed, its speed, their speed. What next? Let's do the Doma Castle. this is another one. People considered Cyan to be maybe the best character overall, even though he's the worst character stat-wise. He's the best character when it comes to checks, because you've got just a quick boss battle on the one side of Doma Castle. You have Zozo, which you can ignore the dragon, so it's effectively a free check. I've already looted the place, so I just need to take the nap. And then you have this, the Doma Dream Castle, which is only 2 bosses for 3 checks. It's one of the best. All the other triple checks are 4 bosses, I believe. Floating Continent, and you have to spook the 2 guys. Normally that, in the vanilla game, that's where you pick up your party members, because you start with only the 3rd character and have to collect the other 2 again really quick. And Cyan, the 4th character, is out in the vanilla game. But instead of 4 bosses for 3 checks, it's 4 bosses for, or 2 bosses for 4 checks. Much, much better ratio. Bio. I think he's weak to Bio. But Bolt 3 might have still done more damage. He absorbs ice. He's the opposite of Inferno, who uses is a recolor of the same boss sprite or image. But he's relatively. Of course, you do have to beat the... Ooh, and now an Aura Lance, too. Another great weapon. A lot less speed, but +1 magic power. As well as being just better as a weapon in general. And it's a second Phantom Train. Or Moogle Train, I should say. More Moogles! Look at that poor Moogle. So if there was going to be a character rewarded here, you would see that character there, and otherwise, as is usual for most of these checks, that would otherwise be a ghost, soldier, imp, one of the NPCs they've designated as a reward giver. But since everybody are Moogles, I can't tell until we're done. Again, the only one that I can peek by image source is Umaro in the World of Balance. If you're going through Narsha in the World of Balance, the Yeti Cave that Umaro pokes his head out of, if it's a character, the character will poke their head out. If it's not a character, nobody will appear. So if I see a Moogle up there, that means there's some sort of character as a reward. One of the neater portions of the game, you get to... Now we have Moogles riding Magitech armor. Nothing greater than that, I think. Moogles in Magitech armor are so cute. You actually get the Magitech armor in these battles, and if you bring Terra into this, she does get the full complement of Magitech abilities, which is pretty handy. More Moogles chasing Moogles. Of course, with Moogle Charm, we're not going to fight any battles here, and it's a very short segment, but something worth doing in vanilla at least once. It's checking this out and doing it just for the nostalgia of fighting a bunch of battles with Magitech armor. The only other 2 times you get Magitech armor in the base game, they're extremely temporary. There are a set number of battles, unless you really want to grind the super tiny fights in Narsha's Mines with Terra, Vix, and Wedge. Let's go ahead and save just in case the boss fight's terrible. I always go right. I always go right there. Because for some reason when I leave that door, I always expect to be coming out of the, into that main center area room. I always forget the in-between. Ooh! Yeah, this is one of the nastier fights. Atma is immune to most elements, absorbs a lot of elements, so Luckily we have some non-elemental stuff, but it doesn't help. Oh, I guess I could do the helmet. And now just heal. Hooray for shock. Really hoping that I do get shocked in tonight's marathon run as well. Alright, ooh, we got Murder Child Realm, who has better than average stats, so outrageous speed and magic power already. Dance is not great, but that's okay, we don't need her to actually dance. I'm gonna replace Go-Go first. Now, because of the way they've changed this, you don't get the 8 sword techs unlocked unless you put it in the setting, and I kind of excluded it. Didn't think it would matter all that much, but turns out if you start with Cyan and a sword tech user like I did today, it actually would be useful to get early. Oh well. Okay, now we've got Bismarck as well. Well, I need to unequip Go-Go before we do anything else, so that I can equip all of his stuff on Realm. Hopefully Realm can use a bunch of the same equipment, either Wing Edge or Aura Lance. If not, her stats are still great, so it doesn't matter that much. Let's see, what's Cyan's speed up to now? 52. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get rid of the economizer and give the XP to Kushu / Realm. And yes, a gold hairpin. Oh, I need a Moogle. I actually need a Moogle charm on again, too. And magic power +2 on Bismarck, so the other thing that I really need. So I might actually be able at this rate to keep Cyan in the party for a while. Because now, if he's learned everything, which he has, I can give him this for Cure 2. Which means that I can then start using it out of battle as well. Her speed +2, and eventually magic. She can use the Wing Edge at least, even though she can't use the Aura Lance, so that's fine. Aura Lance would be better than Tiger Fangs, but he can't use that either. Nobody else can use the Aura Lance. Too bad. Aegis Shield before Shield, that's fine. So she can't wear great armor, unfortunately. Silk Robe is still the best for her, but that's okay. Her speed is already ridiculous. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do Cheetor next, since that just opened up to us. Another place we can do some quick, regular battles for money and or experience. And there's no or. Well, could be or. We might end up with a bunch of bad fights that don't give experience. Ooh, Tiara. Tiara gives magic power, which might make it. It makes it better than the, at least better than the Green Berets. Okay. Should have been paying attention to what the rest of us is in the list, but I was thinking really hard about who I was going to put those helmets on. And nothing in weapons, unfortunately. Not that I need the weapons. Weapons are fine. His magic power is decent, but it's still actually a little low, so now that we have that, we can also transfer that guy onto him eventually and give him some more. In fact, actually, I'm going to go ahead and give you the Moogle Charm for now, give you the other EXP egg, have those two catch up a bit with their stat bonuses, and then after I'm done with the magic power on her, I'll transfer it to him. Oh, I need to check the item shop. I'll do it on the way out. Among other things, I'm especially looking still for... Why do I keep double-clicking that? I'm looking for dried meat for when I find Gao. Although, at this rate, I might not need to worry about it. Whichever character you get last, you don't have to worry about any of their checks. Yeah, I kind of figured. And with that, Kusho has life 2. I also could have just used a Revivify to insta-kill it. Go around this chair, you fight another battle. There are plenty of fights. These floating chests here are weird, and they're not in the normal randomized item pool. Oh, Minerva. Good. That's a final... So if I get Meme-a-thon now, everybody can be immune to Meme-a-thon. I'm going to try it on Kushu first. No? Too bad. I was hoping. Can she use Genji? No. You can use Genji, though. And I already know you can't... Oh, you can use Force? Okay, that's fine. Minus 1 magic power, but the magic block is so extremely high and good on that. Force Armor and Illumina on Cuckoo, golly, 95 evade, magic evade, 80 regular evade, that's priceless. Alright, is that all you need to do here? I think so. So those chests, although they look like chests, when you open them it's more an event flag, it doesn't fall under the normal... It could be randomized, but it's an entirely different process, so they've never bothered with it. Ooh, I have Stunner now. Good, that's a hit-all. Still disappointing damage. Though these guys might have a high magic defense. They're not ones I'm used to fighting. You're 2, sleep. Already done, but do I want to give him more magic power? What's he at now? 34? I'd like to get him to at least 40. Ultros. This is Ultros 1 or 3. I won't be able to tell until I see what he does. Oh, I need to put the Thunder Shield on her. That's the other thing I was thinking about. I can Bahamut. Probably at the... Looking at the amount of HP he has, he's probably Ultros 3. I think Ultros 1 would have run away by now. Yeah, that was 3. Madwin, okay. Fire 3, okay, I finally have that, plus MP plus 50. Needs at least one more level with that before I start giving it away to other people. Let's go ahead and give you Madwin for now for the plus... yeah, it'll take one fight to learn that. Okay, you finally learned Zone Seek. What's your speed up to? 64? You're fine there. I'll give you something else. Shiva for Ice 3? Sure. Thematically appropriate that Shiva teaches Ice 3 with all these random sets. Let's see, items are over here. Want to see if I can get a few tents, and still no, I found a few, so that's fine. Still no dried meat, though. I'm not going to super worry about finding dried meat until I find Gao and can do his check, but it's worth checking out. Okay, let's swing over. Again, I kind of hate Hedon Cave, but you have to do almost everything, and this will actually be a decent setup for timing. So this is an annoying, totally random dungeon. Every step takes you to a random place. Whoops. Stepped wrong. I need to find the chest first. Let's see, chest. You need to have 22 coral to get past the chest. And I think you need to do it all at once. I might be wrong about that, but it seems like it to me. You might as well not even bother because it just wastes time anyway. So, unfortunately, you have no idea where you're going to go. And oftentimes, they will put you in a sequence where you're in coral rooms forever and ever and ever, and they never lead you to the chest. However, watching somebody playing the Pixel Remaster casually came up with the brilliant idea of, wait, I've reached the entrance and I have plenty of coral. So if I enter again, will I be guaranteed to go to the chest like I did the very first time I entered? And that actually works. The first time you enter the cave and step on the very first transporter, it always takes you to the chest. So if I reach the exit without, or the chest, I can at least guarantee that I'll get there. Gosh darn it, where's the chest here? There it is. Okay, I think I need one more if I've been counting correctly. Alright, we definitely have enough here, so now we're just looking for the exit or the chest itself. I didn't need to do that, but I'm a habitual chest grabber. Okay, let's leave. Re-enter. Oh, it doesn't work. I actually tried that before and it did work, but now it doesn't. It's only the very first time. And it did work for the streamer too, so lucky them. But nope, I have to keep going down to find the chest. Yay! It only took about 4 more tries. That was relatively fast for the stupid Hedon Cave. Ooh, Chidarnuk, you're one spot later than you should have been. Come on. Lightning, I know, heals it. Fire is good against it. I'm not sure if ice heals it or not. But it's mostly a lightning elemental despite being weak to fire and holy. But I don't have holy. I could use a fire rod, I suppose. Yep, Ice 2 is fine. Good. Kind of surprised it's still alive. Okay, there we go. Reminder to stay hydrated. Magicite Tritalk, too bad. If it had been a character, it would have taken me automatically to Thamasa here. Okay, did you reach your level 42 in 41? So 42 indeed, so that's good. Give some decent magic. Tritalk is Quake and Speed +1. I suppose you can learn more Quake. Let's see. Did you finish Bahamut? No, life is almost done. So I guess we'll leave you that for now. 56 speed. You're almost at the incredibly awesome part. Skills. Shiva, Ice 3 is not quite done yet. We'll leave that on you for a bit. You. Okay. Yep, that was fast. Let's see. Bismarck. You're 2 sleep, magic power +2. Get you even more magic power. Not that you need it that badly. Especially with all of your awesome weapons, Ragnarok, and other stat boosting things. Your magic's already more than acceptable, but... this group will be fine also tackling... yeah, nothing good there. We'll also be fine tackling the tower, the Cult of Kefka tower here. Still no dried meat. Okay. Cherub down, okay. That's a Esper I could sell for a lot. Force shield. I have a lot of decent shields, that's for certain. One gold piece per night. So yeah, you get to the Flaming House by sleeping the first time in Thamasa in either world. I was surprised the first time that happened to me. Okay, let's... Yeah, we'll learn that one next. I can finish getting Bolt 3 quickly from Phantom. Why? Wait, why? I don't even know why I did that. I didn't need to fight them like that. Let's just shock them. Ah, avoided it. I mean, I don't mind these battles as much as most people do, but I'd still rather... I'm not at the point where I need to fight them. I've got plenty of money too, so I'd rather avoid as many as I can. But since I've only got a very few amount of checks, I don't mind doing whatever at this point. And so this was a relatively close twofer, even though they're both annoying at this point. And this is, let's see. I have extra warp stones. We're just getting out of here if these aren't worth it. Darn it. I don't know if I have that many warp stones. Yeah, I think I only need like 3 more. Fender. Excellent. Yeah, really snag me. Yeah, just more Vinder. I think Vinder are from Mount Zozo. They're from one of the endgame dungeons I don't fight in a lot because I usually have Mog with a Moogle charm helping me out in most of those dungeons anyway. So about the only normal World of Ruin enemies I see are the ones I choose to grind on in my playthroughs. Usually the enemies in the forest by Miranda, the enemies in the desert by Miranda, and the dragon/dinosaur forest. Because dinosaurs are actually called dragons in Japanese, which is why it makes sense to them to make many of the dragons have dinosaur sprites. Excellent. Is Ice 2 still the best I got? Oh yes, those potions will help you out a whole lot against my multi-thousand damage spells. Just Magicite again. And I'm not finding the two that I'd really like to see are Fenrir and Golem, just because they help guarantee a safe third tier. What's Siren got? Strength +2, Metal, and Ice. Don't even care about it that much. Okay, how are we sitting? Bio, still learning. Shiva learned. Let's do Madwin for now. Bismarck learned, and what's your magic power at now? 58? Oh, excellent. Yeah, you're highest in the party by a lot. Okay, so now let's go ahead and actually give you Bismarck first. Done it, done it, done it. Have you done just about everything? Oh, haven't actually gotten life yet. Okay, Bahamut it is. Okay. Bismarck +2 magic power to boost that up, so you'll be doing even more incredible damage with your... There. Let's get him... Fire 3 first, because that'll be fast. And you're still learning Bio, and then you need to learn from Phantom. Okay. No, we're not going to have any more boss fights, so let's go ahead and do the Fanatics Tower. Again, in a non-Moogle seed, you could see which character was here, and decide whether you wanted to climb or not. Like if it's an imp, soldier, or merchant, then it wouldn't be a character, so I could just ignore it. But since all those are characters too, they're all Moogles. Explosion. Okay, it was better than the soft, at least. And we all know it's by climbing. I only have 3 checks left, well 4, because Kefka and Narsh could have something. I would very much prefer to put Kefka and Narsh off until I can do it at the same time. Ooh, nice red jacket. That's good armor for Sabin. Bonuses to all stats, and more fire immunity, speaking of which I keep forgetting. I want to do this. I keep forgetting that I want to do this. Aegis before Force. 4 balanced. Pretty good regular defense in addition to very high magic defense and evade. While Force Shield is very little physical, so... At least compared to the other high-end game shields. Okay, who are you, Mr. Dragon? Gold. Those 2's all you've got for now. That's all you've got too in the way of 3rd level spells. 3rd or 2nd. And we done. Another Ragnarok, okay. Kubek, Kutan, and Kushu. Kushu can use it? Oh, yes. Ragnarok. +7 magic, 7 stamina, 7 vigor, strength. Vigor slash strength. It's referred to differently in different places. +3 speed. Very, very good shield or sword. It's a shield too. It also gives really good evasion, so it's also a shield in a sense. Now, go off the experience save to Moogle Charm. Without you because you're behind. Let's see. So Bahamut, finish with him. Great Bolt, Zone Super done with. You've got just about everything, haven't you? Yeah, you're very, very good, except for Siren, and +3 whatever. Mostly I need just the levels, and your stats are so high, it doesn't really matter. Madeline, that was quick, of course. Let's go and get our Ice 3 next. Shiva. We're doing Phantom for Bolt 3. You're done with Bismarck. How is your magic power? Just 46? I'm going to leave you with Bismarck for a little bit. Get you up to at least 50 with your stat boosts. Your shock will rock. Moogle suit. How thematically appropriate as well. Interestingly, if you equip Moogle suit on a character, it makes them look like a Moogle, gives them this sprite. For some reason, I don't think it has any effect. Offering. Okay, I'll take that. That chest is actually generally made into a high priority chest, I believe. Something that has a in-game equipment guaranteed. Oh no, it's the Phantom Moogle that's come for me. He wants his Moogle suit back, I think. Okay. Good news is, 3 of us are immune to fire. It'll give us another Aura Lance that unfortunately nobody in the party can use except for Nobody in this party can use, actually, period. But Edgar, Moogle, or Mog could use it in a second group. Okay, we're all immune to Meme-a-thon, so that's fine. Basically just turned it into a heal on himself. Realm's the only one who takes damage from that, and not that much. Ouch. Okay, that was a little bit worse. I need to heal her. This might kill. Okay. Pretty good guessing. I wasn't counting HP because I have no idea how much XP it might have at this point compared to normal. I think it's a little bit short of its standard stats. Ooh, new technique. That's going to be Quadra Slam. Alright, you haven't learned Fire 3 yet. Okay, I think you should have 50 plus magic power now. You're the only one who doesn't. Okay, I have my offering, so I have another damage breaking, limit breaking attack. So I don't need to look for chests anymore either, unless I find like another Atma weapon. Cuckoo's the only one in this group who can use the fixed dice, so I'm not going to worry about it yet because I have shock on him, but for the end game I can equip offering and Atma weapon. So, okay. I want to go ahead and give her a little bit of magic power at some point. I'll just leave the XP eggs on those who have them for now. Which has been him for a while. Quake for another speed +1, or oh, I need to get life, so yeah, that's fine. So you're learning Madwin, that's gonna be like one battle. Shiva, you've got just about everything, don't you? You have everything as well. Let's go ahead and keep boosting your strength, which should improve the power of your Quadra Slice. It's already 54, but her speed is 69, so she certainly doesn't need that. Yeah, and Cyan's one with that, so let's see. Let's go ahead and... You've got plenty of speed and you're already high level. Let's give you... Let's give you Moogle Charm. She's got Moogle Charm, so we're going to put on that. Stick Ring, more speed. Okay. No ribbon. Give her ribbon. Give her ribbon so he's immune. And yeah, let's go ahead and give you experience eggs so you can gain more magic power because you're definitely the one who's behind right now. It'd be good to have you just lean on that for quite a little while. Of course, I'm doing all this, and then I might find a new relic I need to put on at the bottom, or a new Magicite. Whatevs. This was the prototype for the stairs in Final Fantasy VII. They don't go on quite as long, but makes me wonder if they started a meme around the office at Square, which is why they decided to have the building there. The Shinra building stair sequence. Alright, are you a character or are you just going to give us a goodie? It'd be nice if the Imperial Guard sprite were replaced too, then we'd have even more Moogles. Magicite Crusader, of course. Okay, let's see if it has anything useful on it. Bio and Meteor. Meteor is actually potentially very good. It's a good thing we didn't have any enemies that were able to cast we had no characters that were able to cast a wall on themselves. In that tower, because we don't have any spells that could have penetrated the wall. Reflect, rather. Come out, Zone Eater. I want you to eat me. So, a character has to be either here on Esper Mountain or at Kefket Narsh. I'm trying to put off Kefket Narsh until I get a Moogle. No, it's not the one, that's the one. Until I get Mog, rather. That specific Moogle. The actual Moogle. Because you can do Mog's check at the same time as it, pretty much. Saves a little bit of time. Of course, it could turn out that Mog is the character at Kefket Narsh, but at the very least, if I'm trapped with nowhere else to go, I know that it will have to be on Kefket Narsh, so... No! I knew it. Stepped aside, tried to make a break for it, but he stepped over and waited there. I knew that he'd get me. I hate these guys. I hate these guys so much. I don't think you can wire move them either because they act first. I would love to have a setting to just turn these guys off and I'd have that run all the time because this is nothing more than a time-wasting annoyance. Golly. Was going that way and then hard left. Especially since you can already put on Moogle Charms, it isn't like it can force you into more combats if you're not careful. All it does is just, you're the victim of RNG. If you're a little bit hurried or your reflexes aren't as good, they waste a lot of time with that. This is one of the worst bridge troll sequences I've had in quite a while. No. Okay, last chest for a tonic. All that for a tonic. Alright, at least I got through that. Alright. This area is already bound to kill you. It gives a safety save for it, which I always take because I'm neurotic, and I have died to it before by accidentally overrunning positions, or getting really greedy and thinking I could make it. Oh, Marble Shoes, nice! That's a great relic. Auto casts everything on your party, all the buffs. Protect, Shell, Regen, and Haste. I say, because of randomness of chest locations, areas that often have endgame equipment can have junk in the randomizer, and early areas can have, you know, awesome stuff. This is one that feels especially bad if you don't find endgame equipment, just because it's so frustrating. At the very least, when you're doing it vanilla, you're like, at least I'm going to get a hero ring, I'm going to get a thunder shield. Alright, there's our Shadow, Kupop. How are you, Shadow? GP, Rain, Magic, very good stats on Shadow, holy cow. He has a bit of a speed boost from his armor, but even so, that's like 45 default speed and 35 default magic power. He's strong. But I've already actually leveled up Science so much that I don't know that it's worth it to throw him in the party, especially when he's only got GP Rain. So this is probably going to be my endgame party now. Unless I find maybe the next character is Terra with Magitech, it'd probably be worth it to slot her in. Okay, it gives me a few more relatively easy checks to do. Including one right here. Including a potentially awful one. Floating Continent right now is not all that great. I don't need to worry about monsters in a box either. Now that I've got my offerings, since I haven't found a Valiant Knife or Atma weapon, I'm fine with just a single offering for my fixed dice. So I don't even care about anything else that might be in a monster in a box location. And even if I do find one later, since I'll have skipped multiple by that time, I'm probably not going to worry about it. None of the characters I'm using who would benefit from it could potentially be using it. You know, they're not guaranteed to be able to. Silas can use it, but she's already got Quadra Slice now. So she has a status breaking that I don't have to do anything for. Limit breaking attack. Cuckoo can use the fixed dice. And neither of the other two would normally be able to use Valiant Knife or Atma weapon. Ultros 2. With no music because of the thing there. Oh, I need to swap around. Easy peasy. Ah, Setzer. Nice. Okay. So we're getting a couple easy now. He has Steel. I can turn that to Capture. His stats are actually pretty decent. Much better than most of the Setzers I've seen recently. This is another check that can transition into Burning House easily if you haven't already done that. This gives me another couple of pretty quick and easy checks. I could also auto-fight Doomgaze if I wanted, but since he won't drop a character, I'm not concerned. It's kind of nice to have characters like Terra and Edgar with multiple and potentially long checks towards the end, so that's less time you'll have to worry about. That's more checks that you'll get to skip. Because when you have too many checks available, of course, lesser chance of getting a character. More chance you'll have to do a lot more of them to get those last couple. Oh well, there's Terra. I didn't even check her. I ought to go ahead and check her. Kind of wanted to rearrange the party anyway, so I'll check her. Alright, tools, natural magic, 34 speed, 40 magic power. Yeah, she's gonna be replacing Cyan. The tools at this point is not that great, but natural magic, we have to check what she's capable of for magic. Plus, she has access to a couple of useful abilities as well. What's Setzer's ability? Steel, yeah. That's the thing holding him back. Okay, I'd like 7 on bottom still, so that we can auto. And Silas up top with that is actually really good. Okay, let's go ahead and give you Oh, I need to unequip first. At the very least, he'll be a useful character in one of the secondary groups that we'll have. So now I have another, if I find another, oh, and she can use that too, that's very nice. And she can, if I find another Ragnarok, she can use that as well. Okay, let's give her the speed ups and a... Okay, Sneak Ring we can toss out for Marble Shoes. Luna can then take Economizer and an XP Egg. And then she'll have a few stats to get that higher, so we'll be good. And at least for now I have a chainsaw she can use until she gets some magic, so that's nice. Which hopefully will not get too many doom effects. Otherwise, at this stage, it's not worth searching for tools for her. The biggest problem is that this opens up, again, a lot of checks now that I have to worry about. So I have no idea where the next character is going to potentially be. I went from 3 to 4 different places to about 8. Actually, I should check something too, just in case. Kurin. Oh yeah, that's Kurin is Setzer. Yes, of course, he can always use that. Which I could give him the offering in that for doing Kefka's Tower, and then put it on Cuckoo for the... I don't need this. I'm going in the wrong door. Forgetting which is which for a second. So I'm thinking too hard about other stuff. Switch for Final Kefka, I can put the offering and fixed dice on Sab and Cuckoo. But then leave them on Kurin for the tower, and so any of the bosses I fight, he'll be able to do multiple high damage hits with. He's at a high enough level that he should be doing an average of about 1,000 to 2,000 per hit times 4. So that's potential for a lot of damage. Could be as little as 1,000 in a single, but even so, even if he rolls low 4 times, that it should still be decent damage at the level it's at. Should have gone and saved first. I always save before the chests because they can often kill you. A safety save before the boss is also useful as well. Ifrit sleeps here. Okay, didn't need to come here, but oh well. Doom Gaze. Hopefully we're not level 5. I haven't checked in a bit. Good. Doesn't even have the hero ring on. But yeah, that's she's already doing more than 10k with Quadra Slice. Go Q10. Alright, Ifrit. Strength +2, scan and cure. Okay, whatever. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to check on her, was what natural magic she had. Doom. Okay, I haven't seen Doom anywhere, so that's useful. Cure. Warp. So she's got a couple. Don't have to worry about learning life because of that. That didn't give any magic points, though, did it? No, it's not a fight that gives magic points. That's too bad. Okay, one of the few checks we can peek. Because they use names rather than symbols. Come down here and talk to the kids in the hideout. Who's the one you talk to? Yes, I don't care about Dwayne and Ketrin. Palador. I don't care that much about Palador. So I don't have to do this annoying battle. At this stage, I'm big enough that I don't mind, but there have been points where when you're early on, especially when you don't have a lot of characters, this is a terrible check because if you're still low level, you'd only have a few characters, then getting a couple removed from the battle can be absolutely awful. Okay, what else do I have now on this side? I think that's actually it. It's time to go World of Balance. And we're in a decent spot for World of Balance. We'll be near the Esper Mountain. Yeah, it's right over here. Esper Mountain's a good quick check. Then maybe head south to the Sealed Cave, which is no fights and a lot of chests we can look through. Unless you want to do some of the fights. It's a slightly big dungeon, so it's kind of annoying, but it's not all that bad. The fact that you get a lot of treasures for it makes up a lot. Whelp. Oh dear. I am so scared of Whelp. And it's dead. If I'd gotten lucky, I would have killed it with a single Quadra Slice, but it's rare that you get 4 attacks on the same target with Quadra Slice. Hey, got a character. Who did we get? Mog himself. Excellent. Now we can do Mog and... oh, Mog's stats are good. I forgot. I didn't pay attention to what his skill was, though, but he also is pretty strong. I don't know that he'd be good enough to worry about getting at this point, though. The only reason for Terra was natural magic, high stats, and tools as a backup. Mog, at this point, would need Magitech to really be useful. I'll actually get a chance to look up in the Kefka and Arch segment, at least. If you're not worried about chests, which I'm still looking for maybe... I have a lot of good stuff, so I don't really need them so much, but I'm just a compulsive chest searcher. One of the reasons why it's harder to speedrun regular RPGs for me. Most of her checks are not all that bad, luckily. But she has a couple that are annoying, including that, so... indecision a little bit, so... Yeah, Narsh. I can do a triple in Narsh, but let's go ahead and do this first. Pretty nice to find Mog. If I get lucky enough, I could get the last 4 characters, I have 4 to go, in the next couple of checks, and we'd be good to go. Not super likely, but there's a chance. $20K, okay. 20k was the most valuable thing in here. That's disappointing. Moogles in Magitek armor. Moogles everywhere. Don't attack me, Moogles. I really wish there was a guard there by the mountain segment so you could fight it and get kicked out really quickly. This puzzle is slightly broken in a good way that got fixed in the Pixel Remaster. Some of these areas you're not supposed to be able to go through, but because of how, if you're holding the direction, it allows you to move. During the transitional period, the new area becomes solid, like, very slightly before, or even if it's at the same time as the other one disappears. If you're going to move onto it, it recognizes your movement before it checks that the ground you're under no longer exists and makes you fall into the lava. So I was trying to go that way I always go when I was doing my Pixel Remaster playthrough. I fell into the lava a couple times because you can't actually do anything with it. Oh, another Thunder Shield. Nice. Instantly good. Thunder Shield's my actual least favorite because those elements that it protects against are less common. But, still very nice to be immune to extra elements. Although, really, in the case of Silas wearing Minerva, it doesn't give her any new immunity, so it might be better to just go ahead and keep Aegis. The only thing it does is it absorbs lightning instead of nullifying it. But otherwise, it protects against wind, and Minerva also protects against wind, so... Really, Minerva replaces the need for any of your... Throw actually would be really good for Mog, too. If Mog had Throw or Magitek, he would be... Who would I slot him in for? That's supposed to... Oh, I found a dried meat. Now I don't have to worry about buying any anymore. I always switch that flick. Switch that flick. Flick the switch. Although it's pointless. It's... actually disables a bridge that gets reset when I come into this room. Well, it's necessary to unlock another chest, but it actually doesn't. Okay, lay it on me. This is certainly not a character because I'm not that lucky. Oh, I should go do Shadow's free check next. He's got a free one. Hey, it is a character. Was it Gao? And we just got dried meat. That's handy. Unfortunately, I need to go to 3 characters to recruit Gao. Otherwise, it's relatively easy. Just gotta fight one fight really quick. Yes, fight one fight. Moogle walking through another Moogle. That's a bit scary. Okay, we're gonna do Narsh before Gao. Because that allows us to rearrange our party anyway. Magicite Alexander, kind of expected as much. Still haven't had any battles, have I? Yeah. But I can check Alexander. What has it got? 50% hit point quick. Oh, well, now we have quick. Better than Meteor, maybe. Yeah, it's been a while since I fought a battle that's given me magic points. Okay, let's do the Narsh series. While we're at it, we can check Umaro, although since he's one of the last 2, it's almost certainly not a character. Which is fine, because there's a couple things you have to do along the way, so it's kind of a slow check. First, we gotta trigger the Lone Wolf sequence. I didn't check Gao either. Again, at this point, most of the characters don't really matter. It'd be hard for me to give up any of them, even though their stats are going to be really good. If I'd gotten a couple of them first and they had better abilities, that may have been worth not putting a dance-equipped Realm in the party, but I didn't quite have enough strong characters when Realm popped up. There is a character behind Yumaro's check. Wow. Okay, well, hopefully Yumaro is in one of these checks, then. Character? Nope. Didn't think so. Ultros, I think one is all that's left. He's probably gonna die to chainsaw and shock. No? Surprise. This will kill him, though. No way he survives. 12k damage from Quadra Slice. And again, though, no magic points. Fenrir. Oh, yay. Fenrir, I'm super happy to see. That makes Tier 3 survivable without a worry. Warp, Regen, Bio, and Bolt are not super exciting, and it wasn't good growth, but just the ability itself is going to make it important. But with 11 characters already, and knowledge of where one of them is going to be, this is going to be a pretty quick seed. Okay, we're going to do Kefket Narsh after we do the Moogle, because it teleports us to the bottom of the room when we're done. So it's a little faster to do it that way. Now let's see if this item is worth collecting. Atma weapon? Haha. Since I'm no longer worried about offerings, trying to get another offering, unless I find another one, it's probably not worth collecting the Atma. Although it would be better than the, I could give it to Terra still, actually. And then I wouldn't need to worry about the offering there, so we will see. Okay, that was Kumaro. Nice. So one of the characters is behind Yumaro. So I'm not going to have to do either Locke or Edgar, because whoever comes next, they're not going to have a character behind them. It's behind Yumaro. Okay, let's take a quick look at Mog. He has Blitz and all those stats, so he's actually really strong. It might be worth it to go pick him up Bum Rush for the final sequence, simply so that we can... he'll be very powerful in the one of the other parties. Yumaro's the same as always. His stats are actually a bit low. Who else just joined? Gao. What does Gao have? Gao has Capture Lore and the Natural Magic along with some decent stats. Not super interesting in him. I might take a look at his stuff in the secondary party. No. Nope, that's Sensei. Realm is before Sensei. At least having Capture gives him a sort of basic fight command. Ice 2, Fire 2. So not bad in the spells. And he has Clean Sweep, too. And Quasar. That's one of the most powerful. So he actually is pretty darn strong as well, especially if he can equip good equipment. Again, slightly redundancy there. Just shock him. Shock didn't kill? Okay. Why does she have shell on? I put a force shield on her to give Thunder Shield to someone else and forgot to replace it with ice. Okay, whoever was... Madeline, I think? Fire? Okay. We need to learn ice then. Alright. Of course they all die. Very unusual enemy to see here. Unfortunately, it's viewed instant death. Of course, I got the 1 in 4. Dispatch kills it as well. Just dispatch. Okay, everybody's got their magic now. Now I'm going to be attacked by these guys. Oh, yay. That's a very, very rare enemy group. Yeah, of course, it was fun. Slurms again. Okay, well, everybody learned everything and has gained a few levels now, so it's time to double check everybody's magic. Kuna especially needs to start picking up just like Kushi. Luckily, each enemy only respawns after you kill them once, so... Wait... Actually, let's go to Miss Alexander. And then swap you over to Sire... Ifrit was the one. Ifrit has... Nope, cured. Okay, who was it who had, Quake was a Crusader, or Meteor. Crusader was the one. Okay, Crusader. Alright, Zone Seek. Finally got that. Let's, that one. Actually, I need to do... let's get you on Alexander. So you learn Bahamut for Ice 2 and Bolt 3 in speed. Okay, now that you've got that, it's going to give you Bismarck, get you some more levels for Experience Egg. He's got them. Okay, now everybody's got... I like what all of our things are at. Boss, who are you? Air Force. Yeah, he's weak to thunder, so I saw that coming. Bolt. Kirin, kind of saw that coming. Alright, Oh yeah, who has Blitz? Mog has Blitz. So we're going to take Mog. You're fine. You're fine. That's it. Good. Of course, even though I said that, it could turn out that the last character is behind... Oh, these guys don't have Moogle charms. Oh, dearie my. Although he'd be fun to kill. He has a rare chance, like 1 in 8 chance of dropping an economizer. Maybe it's 1 in 64. I wanted to put Moogle charm on you for now. It could be that my next character is behind Umaro, and then that character, final character, is behind the Umaro. The final character is behind whoever I pick up at Umaro. And now we're at the painful stage, too, of where I'm hoping that one of these... Whoops, too far. One of these last areas I'm looking for... Like, if I find the character on the belt, that's perfect. I know exactly where the last one is. But if I don't, then... Am I not high enough level? I am almost high enough level. I already have all the rest, so why is he not giving it to me? Do I need to gain 1 more level, something like that? He can use an aura lens at least, so he has good stats all around. Well, his stamina's low, but stamina is not that important of an ability. I'd really like him to have Thumb Rush for the final areas. I think that's worth going through a fight or two. Remember that they did say there was a certain level requirement, but I forgot what it was. I thought it was early 40s, but it might be 45, it might be 48. But I don't think it should be that far. He already has all the other 7 memorized, so... Or I might have accidentally turned off the setting that allows you to learn Blitz from him and totally forgotten that. Still not leveled? Yeah, a single crawler. They're okay speed at least, but 1 is not as good as multiple. I really thought 1 battle would be enough here. That's 3. Now I'm kind of hard committed. Nope, still not, huh? Well, I'm not going to go any farther than that. Shouldn't have put it on yet, I'm going to the belt. Although I need to be on the other belts. It might work, I'm not sure, actually. Never tried it. This, unfortunately, is not going to. I should just run away. Oh well. You can never encounter Gao from a back attack, pincer attack, or side attack. Or, you know, it's the same thing for whoever you've got here. Even though it isn't going to be Gao. But it's the Gao trigger. It acts exactly the same way. Why do we keep getting side attacks? Yeah. Figured I wasn't gonna get lucky. Cure 2, stamina, doesn't mean much. Alright, It's probably something terrible like Floating Continent or Underground Castle. This is the guy we talked to. Retain party members. Let's go ahead and pick up our character from Yumaro's cave. Maybe I'll get lucky and it'll be Locke and I can go ahead and do his check really quick because it is super fast. I can pick up an Atma weapon too. I ought to go do that really fast. If you also need espers, and especially dragons, then Yumaro's check is kind of nice because it's a 3 for 3 special, which isn't too bad. You kill a dragon, you kill a boss and get an esper item, and then you fight a boss for an esper. Oh yeah, that's an item too, Dark Hood. Yeah. Fixed dice takes a long time to, has very long animations, so an Atma weapon would be preferable for the final fights. So that's why I decided to pick it up since I have one offering. If I get another offering, all the better, but since I pretty much said I'm done with the monsters in a box, I'm not going to start now. I'd have to go back just in case. I mean, I might get lucky, but if I wasn't, it would be all time wasted, so. Then I start thinking about too much, and I feel I have to go back to, like, the Velt Cave to get the chest that I skipped. But if another offering is given to me, I can go ahead and I don't mind having using fixed dice as well. Or maybe if Cuckoo can use the Atma weapon as well, I could dual wield, which would also be really cool. Storm Dragon. Let's have you go last. Yeah, that's not cool. Only a regular tier, but good enough. Curl Lance, okay. Not as good as the 2 Aura Lances I've got, but... let's do this. Crusader, so you've learned Quick now. Guess I could learn that. Bismarck. Magic Power +2, and your Magic Power is up to 60. That's excellent. Let's start doing other things like... Ragnarok was awfully missing. Open read ones done, and I've got strength, I guess. Regular cure and strength +2, maybe, I guess, for now. Let's see. Let's give you Bismarck now. So you need those as well soonish. Let's focus on getting your magic power to a very, very acceptable rate. Quick yet, so Quick combined with Sword Tech is ridiculously OP. Not super duper fast, but 2 guaranteed limit breaking hits without interference is very, very cool. Okay, as per item, Esper. Right then. There's still a few checks which you know right before you get it based on either actions or what figure might appear, but it's a little bit too late to avoid fighting the boss. Yeah. That's the monster in a box down there. Air Anchor applies heat status, makes the enemy die immediately after the next action. Not that great because it's essentially a slightly delayed doom that is all the same mischance, doesn't work on certain enemies, etc. Touch the eye means it's either an item or a character. Otherwise it says remove Magicite if it's a Magicite. And if it isn't a character, it will be Umaro no matter what. Although I guess that wouldn't matter here because Umaro's sprite is also replaced with character. Magimaster, okay. Well, Shock. Sword Tech will still work. Luckily, Magimaster Death Ultima is off, so... You are almost useless because you have only elemental magic. You haven't learned, like, Meteor yet. So, I don't know. Oh, you can cast Cure too. You have Cure too. You'll be healer. That'll give me another Mega Elixir, which I don't really need. One's all you need to deal with Fallen One. Just for safety. But if I get low to any of the other battles, I can, or get low on mana, I can pop it. Join the Moogle team! And it was Locke, okay. And Locke has Magitech, if only his stats weren't a little garbage. His speed is below average, his magic power is about where it should be, but at least at level 47 he'll be able to do a decent amount of damage to whatever boss he's in. It's going to be, no, this isn't that slow. Surprising that Mog doesn't have a winking face. Odin, don't care that much about force armor. $52. We all have really good stats now, so I think I can take off the experience eggs for now. Put on some other cool things, which I actually don't have a lot of. Ribbons are really good at this. Oh, I found another hero ring? How didn't I realize that? Okay. Odin has Pearl. Raiden has Safe. So for now, you've got almost everything else useful. Okay, we need to get you Fire 3 and Ice 3. Let's get you Crusader. No one in Ragnar. Odin for you, because why not? We've got Alexander, we've got Crusader, so you need other stuff too. Odin, just keep on there, because it doesn't really matter at this point. It's way too late to worry about getting a Paladin shield. Okay, so now I still have a lot of possible checks for the last character. One of the fastest ones will be right here. South Figaro Cave. The advantage to having Edgar would be that the last character possibly could have been in Edgar's tower. Another hero ring, okay. Explosion. Earrings. Okay, now we can double boost magic. Nine. 8K, 12K, 16K. Okay, what else? We've got the raft, which I don't want to do. We have Zozo, which isn't too bad. I know that isn't the case. We've got the river, which is rough. We have the Phoenix Cave I don't want to do, and we have the floating continent. Those are our options. Zozo is probably the least bad of the ones left. So we're approaching 3 hours, which isn't too bad for this, really. Next time we get a party, it might be worth it to bring party change to go ahead and put Mog in to get that. I could give Mog an EXP egg, and if Mog fights in one battle, Blitz will go up to give me the... I'll definitely have enough experience to get... whatchamacallit if I haven't already. Bum Rush. Almost worthless item. Thunder Rod, okay. That gives me a Fire Rod and a Thunder Rod to use in the final fights, if I remember them. If the enemies I'm fighting are vulnerable to them, at least. Ooh, Flame Shield, nice. Actually, my favorite of the shields, because absorbing fire and being immune to ice is a little bit more useful than most of the others. Ice is almost the same. Flame is just a little bit more common, especially when things in... I wasn't fast enough. I should have been quicker on the draw there. I might have been able to kill it before all these stupid condens come in. Wind is very uncommon, and that's the second element that Thunder is useful against. It is in Meme-a-thon, so it is useful for that at least. But Lightning, a little bit less useful, and I've already killed many of the Lightning bosses. There are a couple left. Fun Baba and Goddess heavy Lightning bosses that I haven't fought yet. Regal Crown, okay Helm. Phoenix down. Oop. That's it. Yes, I guessed correctly. There's Edgar, and that's 14 characters. Edgar, how you looking? Control, Magic, 38, 28, 31, whatever. He'll be in one of the parties because he isn't low level. Okay. And under 3 hours, so I think I'll go ahead and do the full Kefka Tower experience. I never do, but I always like to have a second save in case I want to try out some other things or continue searching. There's one time I decided that it would be interesting to do the rest of the seed on one of the seeds of the week. Okay, what are we going to do for our party? I want Mog in this party here. I'm going to put Terra along with, let's do Realm here. Let's do Savin there, and so that leaves us Sealess. Put her in with Mog. Block with his match attack will be useful. Setzer we'll put in here for the one fight. I'll give him offering and the Cyan is still strong. We'll put him in this party. Edgar doesn't have a lot. He can be there. Shadow doesn't have a lot either, but he has high enough magic to use rods. Gao is actually pretty good. He has Quasar, Clean Sweep, and a couple of elements. So do I want a low-level Go-Go, but who could use a lot of magic, or do I want Umaro, who auto-fights things? Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put Umaro in this group and put Shadow here. That good, I'm glad you're here. I don't really care about you guys otherwise. Back on down again. We have plenty of magic actually. Yeah, items. Fortunately, we run out of quite a bit for that, but oh well. Ooh, running shoes. That's a nice relic to toss on. Ugh, cranes. Should have done clean sweep. They're actually weak to, this will probably finish though, unless it's a death. Poor Cougar didn't get tagged. Genji armor, okay. Like that. Can you wear it? Yes. Good. Save, I don't need to rest though, just from that. Auto crossbow, now I have an attack all item if I really want it. Attack all tool. Coronet's actually a fun helm. Realm at least. It's actually better than the tiara too, I think. Yep, more speed and magic power. 2 fire 3s are enough to kill it? Wow. Oh. Oh, but you already have Ragnarok. You can use it? Okay. I should check to see if you can use it really fast too. No? I'd rather have the magic than the other stats. It means a lot more to him. My speed is already so high. Although that's it for them now. Especially Esters. Oh, we got triple. Shadow? No, actually. Let's go and give you... Don't even... Probably shouldn't even worry about it that much, but... Let's give you Bismarck the +2 magic power. You Bahamut for +2 speed. You want something that can give you some fire 3, perhaps. What are you on? Fenrir? Or you don't Fenrir? You're learning warp? Yeah, whatever. Don't need warp, but I'll go ahead and go off with her. It doesn't matter. Okay, need to equip 3 characters. He's already equipped, actually. Nope, can't equip any of them, so this will be fine. Holy cow, thank you for the raid. That's a pretty good-sized one. You're watching a preview of the marathon run I'm doing for... the finish up of the preview for the marathon run I'm doing tonight for Meme-a-thon. So, thanks for the raid, Killed Vasiago, and hello to all you newcomers. And thank you for the Moogle emotes. Love to see those again tonight at the marathon run. Don't care about. Doom, okay. Magic. This is a dangerous boss, so this is probably a good time to use Fire and Thunder Rods. Wish I could have gotten Bum Rush on Mog before this fight. But when you have Kutan... Thank you very much. Oh, I actually go ahead and do what he's weak against, Storbolt. I think I've got a Thunder Rod left, or an Ice Rod left, but that's not going to help. No, I had the Ice Rod earlier, already used it. Another Ragnarok. Didn't you know it? Okay, Zeus already has one. Make his tech missile that much more powerful. I got a pretty wild amount of good characters this run. Almost out of stuff. Yeah, I shouldn't have that on her now. But tell me what's on. More speed. Anybody can equip the Moogle charm now. Who's got it? Very good. Moogles indeed. And again, I'll be running this same seed again tonight for Meme-a-thon to close it out. I was specifically picked by the organizer to be the anchor. We felt it was a good finishing run, so we'll see how that goes. It's a nice long one, since this Oops All Moogle seed is a very unusual requirements of getting all 14 Moogles and no Espers. We don't care about the Espers. Except, you know, for learning spells and having abilities for the final Kefka fight. But, an all-character hunt is generally a longer seed. I messed up on setting my timer and didn't realize it until I was like an hour into the run. I was like, whatever there. Okay, that's good for Realm. So I don't have that active, but I've been going for about 3 hours now. The nice thing is, I really like 100%ing Kefka's Tower, so depending on how close I'm getting to the 4-hour mark I set, though, I can choose whether to skip all the optional bosses and the chests or get them all. For the most part, they're relatively normal. They're slightly easy in some respects. Like, still no Ultima, but Paladin Shields are a possibility, which is generally unusual. Stats are generally slightly skewed higher, along with a few things, but it's not super duper unusual. The main unusual thing about it is all Moogles and collecting all Moogles. And there's another French vanilla boss. Fire Tree is fine, though. I'm not sure what she does to wind. Wind is fine, apparently. Should have seen if I learned Bum Rush naturally, since I was a few levels short of being able to. So many good characters it would have been fun to have early. But my third character was Sabin with Shock and pretty good stats, so nothing to complain about. He hasn't learned it naturally yet, so he's not going to, that means. So that doesn't matter. Let's just give you guys whatever instead of EXP egg. You've gained all the levels you're going to gain. Darn, and I only learned Fire 3 with him. Now I'm regretting that. I think he's immune. No, he's not immune to wind. I'm actually surprised by that. Just leave you to do whatever. Yeah. Nearly 20k of damage from Sword Tech is more than enough for most of these bosses. Alright, so empty, 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 relics, move, yeah, that's good, we can move, I'll keep moving, speed is good enough. Let's see, I want to give you Fenrir for the final fight, since that's what we have left. Alright. Now I need to equip this group. Mara with Skyrender is actually pretty intimidating sounding. I have no idea where else, but I should be fine, whatever. Let's just make sure... I don't even really care. Let's not worry about Espers. And before this is the worst boss of all of them, I've already beaten the 3 statues of Kefka. This is going to be simple. Anticlimactic last fight for this group. You probably already have mute, don't you? Yeah. So you don't even need Siren. Yeah, green cherry, great. Uh-oh. And right at the end, my controller decided to unplug. Which unfortunately means I need to restart my SNES, because that's not working. I hope that doesn't happen, at least as the very end of the run, but I hope that doesn't happen during the tonight. There we go. Kind of doesn't matter, so we're all ready to go. Oh no, seriously? Might try moving something around. Going to have to play with that for the run tonight, because I don't want to do this multiple times during my marathon. I think I do. I think I messed around with doing that, but it hasn't really helped me. I want Silas at the top because then she will go last and I can do the full time while everyone else is doing stuff to charge up. Realm and 7. That's my goal. Okay. He does not have Doom. I think Terra's the only one with Doom. Kuna. Because she learned that with natural magic. I never learned fire with him. I never bothered to. That's hilarious. I'm just shocked then. Oh, I forgot to equip offering an Atma weapon the way I wanted. Oh well, it's just going to be a spell-based battle then. Yeah, figured that'd be it. Okay, that's nice. Sad I had a very early immunity to Murton that never found Murton. Okay, did kill him. Good. There we go. Of course. Oh, come on. Double. This will kill, though. And then it's going to come in with Fallen One, so it won't even matter. So we're fine. The last I checked, before I started my run almost 4 hours ago, 3.5 hours ago, they were a little bit behind, but it would normally start about 6:40 our time. Okay, go ahead and do it. I'm waiting for you. Oh, you didn't learn quick. Okay, I'm just gonna have you change And so then... Alrighty. Okay, Kutan will probably finish Kefka off with 2 straight sword techs. Not quite enough? Maybe not quite enough. Maybe I'll need the next couple of fires from Kushu, or shocks from Kuku. Nope, that was it. Excellent! So my total streaming time, even doing all that, was 3 hours and 30 minutes, so forgot to set my timer. But that was a pretty fast scene overall. I had a lot of really good characters. I'd like to sit around and talk about it, but I've been summoned to get dinner before I start my run tonight, so that's only a couple hours away, so I ought to go do that. So thanks for watching. I am quickly going to go ahead and send us over to the marathon that's running right now, so let me go ahead and slash. See if I can remember how to do a raid channel or a listen step. Alright, so we're doing Meme-a-thon. Again, I'll be doing another run of these Moogles tonight in roughly 2-ish hours. So we're heading over there. Thanks for watching, everyone, and hope you have a good night, and hope that you can see me again tonight.